What's up, guys? Today I want to do a review of the New Balance Reynolds 933s. Now, I've been skateboarding these shoes for the last 7 months. These for the first about 3.5. Still skating these, but I think I have a good, well-rounded view of these shoes. And overall, I love these shoes, and I feel like I'm going to keep skating them as long as they keep making them. However, I do realize that no skate shoe is perfect, and I think I have some of the good and the bad, and as far as whether you should consider skating them or not. Back when I started skating in the 90s, Reynolds was synonymous with America, and he skated with them until 2020. Had many shoes, a lot of which I skated and I loved. Basically, in 2020, he was getting older, and he was looking for a shoe that was going to provide him with the comfort and the support and the board feel and the longevity that he was after with skating. He wants to be able to skate no matter the shoe. He wants to be able to skate for as long and as well as he can. And that's where his collaboration with New Balance came from. He basically started skateboarding all these different shoes and was trying them out, and he landed on the Tiago 1010s as being the shoe that provided all those things he was after. And he went to New Balance and they collaborated, and out of that collaboration came the 933s, of which a lot of people say is like the most technical skate shoe to come out in a very long time, and there was a lot of hype behind these shoes. Where I come in is I just started skateboarding back in March of last year, and it was pretty cool because I believe these released in April or May. And so I thought it was such great timing that at the same time that I start skateboarding after almost 20 years, Reynolds just decides to collaborate with a company that's known for taking care of older people. I mean, New Balance is a shoe that I used to associate with older people. I guess now I'm an older person. I have worn their regular shoes and they are comfortable. They do last a long time. So I already had that kind of built-in trust with them. And the fact that they were collaborating with my all-time favorite skater, I thought couldn't get any better than that. So as soon as I could, I picked these up right here. I ordered these, and these were the first pair of 933s that I skated. Again, I skated them for probably about 3.5 months. I used a lot of shoe goo because I wanted to keep them as long as I could, up until the bottom started to fall out. And that's when I moved on to another pair, which are these Grade A's right here, which I'm still skateboarding. Initially, when I started skateboarding again, I already had skate shoes. I already had the Shane O'Neills and I had the Spanky Americas. And I just wearing them because I still preferred that style of shoe, even though I wasn't skateboarding. So I got a new board and I was just skating the Shane O'Neills. And I really quick found out that I was having a lot of foot pain and it wasn't going away. And initially in my sessions, I was dealing with all this foot pain. And eventually I thought I should probably look into another pair of shoes. And I wasn't thinking that these were cup soles or vulcanized shoes or anything. I just was interested in them because of Reynolds. So when I first started skating them, I was a little hesitant because I did realize that they're a more bulky shoe. And so anytime you have a more bulky cup sole, you're going to deal with less board feel. So I was a little concerned with that. But after my first session, I kind of got over that, and I was just kind of stuck on the fact that they're comfortable, they're supportive, they have a nice flick, and it was kind of meeting and checking off all the boxes that I need as an older skater. So these shoes, what was really cool about these shoes, they're made with pig suede instead of cow suede. It's true dual layer pig suede, and pig suede is a lot more abrasion resistant than cow suede. So that is great for longevity. They also have a true midsole running throughout the entire shoe, which provides, along with the cup sole and the outer sole, provides a lot of rigidity, which does lessen over time. So the shoe just overall becomes more comfortable the more you skate it. And I know that's generally speaking, that's the norm, but it just continues to feel more comfortable the more you skate it. It has this runner's cap, which I didn't really think of, but it is definitely something you don't see on skate shoes. I don't think I ever skated a skate shoe with a toe cap like this. Initially, it does feel like there's a lot of extra grip, but as you wear it down, it does end up creating a nice kickflip spot, and shoe has a great flick. And it has a solid rubber outsole. The shoe also has a ton of grip. You feel great contact with your board. You don't ever feel like you're going to have issue with grip when you're skating these shoes. Has this Primo plate, which is great because I land Primo. It doesn't feel good. This helps with that. It also has a removable insole, which New Balance calls Absorb. For a cup sole, this is a pretty beefy, comfortable insole, and it even has a portion that helps keep your heel locked in. So it is a great insole, no need to change that. Now, I've skated every kind of shoe. I've skated slip-on Vans, I've skated the Costin, the S Costins that look like basketball shoes, skated a ton of Americas, S, Etnies, all kinds of stuff growing up. So I feel like I have a good understanding of the different types of shoes that are out there. When I was growing up, I wasn't looking for longevity or comfort or support or any of that. All I cared about was, can I skate well in these shoes? And it's still an important thing for me. I gotta progress and feel supported and have enough comfort so I can have longer sessions, so I can practice the tricks that I'm trying to learn or trying to keep. So let's go over some of the pros for this shoe. Now, it's no surprise that I am overwhelmingly positive on this shoe, but like I said, I know that no shoe is perfect. One of the biggest pros is the comfort and support that you get in this shoe. Now, it is a more rigid shoe. There's just a lot going on in this shoe, and it is very comfortable, and it feels like it's hugging your foot. You don't feel like you're worried about your foot slipping out or anything like that. It helps with the longer sessions that I was talking about, which is really important. Again, it's got a ton of grip, great grip. You want to feel connected to the board. You want to feel like you and your board are one, and this shoe definitely helps you do that. And it has a very responsive flick. So once you wear this in a little bit, it does create this perfect little pocket for your kick flips, which feels like it helps keep them more consistent, which is very important because that's one of my staple tricks. They are very durable with the pig suede, much more durable than cow suede. So that's going to help with the longevity. I personally still shoe glued them just because I wanted to skate them as long as possible. Until the bottoms start to fall out, I'm going to skate them. Shoe glue goes a long way to help, but initially it does take quite a bit to get through the 2 layers of pig suede. And overall, I think this has a great balance. I know a lot of people are concerned about how bulky the shoe is and the loss of board feel that they are going to have. But I think for the right person, I think for the demographic, like for me, for an older skater, it has a great balance of board feel and protection. You can't have the best of both worlds, but I think as far as all the shoes that I've skated, that this does have that. Of course, there's a sacrifice, but I think the balance that they've come up with in these shoes is about as good as it can get. It does take a little bit to break in, so I would give it at least a couple sessions before you completely say or think that you can or can't skate them, because it just gets better with each session that you skate these shoes. Some of the cons with the shoes. Again, the shoe isn't perfect. I did use a lot of shoe goo, and I started shoe gooing the bottom 2 laces because I went through 3 or 4 pairs of laces fairly quick. And that did seem a little quick. It's not a huge deal, but it's still, I don't want to change my laces all the time, and I also don't want to have a shoe that's not secured on my foot where I don't want to roll my ankle or anything like that because the shoe isn't secured on my foot well. The other thing is I think the bottom started to wear out quicker than I was expecting. Now, I don't drag my foot when I don't stop like with my foot on the ground or anything like that. When I'm skating, I try not to wear my board out too fast or my shoes. So I'm not like skidding to a stop. I'm not putting my foot down, or anything like that excessively. While I'm trying to stop, I'm just skating. Now, if I'm in an area that's, I have to walk through a dirt trail or something, yeah, I'll make sure that I get all the stuff off my shoes so I'm rubbing it against the concrete. But other than that, I just thought the bottoms wore out sooner than I was anticipating, and that does obviously affect the grip. And like for these, the sides are not, with the shoe goo, are still holding up, but I stopped skating them just because the bottom was falling out, and I was starting to lose considerable grip. And I did think that happened a little too quickly. I also think whether or not on these shoes, like for instance, this color style has a mesh top right here versus the cow suede here, this shoe seemed to split a lot faster than it did on this one. So I'm not sure if that's just different colorways. You're going to experience slightly different if it has mesh or not. Something to consider. I feel like these shoes may have been a little bit more durable than these. But I'm about 3 months into skating these, and the bottom is starting to fall out on these as well. The other thing to consider is and this is sort of a mixed thing, is just the price of the shoes. They're about $134, $135. It is kind of a steep shoe, but the tech that's in the shoe and how long that they do last, I think it is definitely worth it. But I know that can be a standoffish number once you exceed the $100 ceiling on a skate shoe, because you are going to tear them up. But I do think overall that the shoe is worth the price point. The other thing is the colorways. I really do like the colorways. These were like some of the first that you could get, this colorway. I'm not crazy about this. I actually really like the gray colorway, which is really cool, except for the mesh. I'm not as much of a fan of the mesh. And I do like these chocolate ones. These are really cool. Overall, I do recommend these shoes, and I specifically recommend these shoes for anybody that's an older skater and needs the extra support and protection. You will get used to the board feel. It will become better over a few sessions, and I think overall the balance is great. So check them out. Let me know what you think. Have you skated them? Do you like them? Which colorway do you have? The good, the bad, and let me know. And as always, get out, go skate.
Get out, go skate.